We're going to look at in our TED class today product failure. If you look at a product failure, you want to troubleshoot and see what happened. You may go in one direction and say we want to see what the troubleshooting diagram should be. Another direction, we want to look at manuals and prevention methods from causing a product failure. We'll look at schematic diagrams no matter which way we go. So I'm looking at the arrows. Product failure can go down to troubleshooting. That troubleshooting can go to one direction where you look at troubleshooting diagrams, or in the other direction, it looks at manuals and prevention. Manuals and prevention may have documentation on what you do to prevent problems. When you have trouble, then you go to the troubleshooting diagrams. Those troubleshooting diagrams, that's your decision point. When you see a diamond like that, that's usually a decision point. Your troubleshooting diagrams may say, try this, try that. This is like when your cell phone is hung or when your PC is hung. You have troubleshooting steps that you should take. If you leave your troubleshooting diagrams, you have schematic diagrams. How is your product laid out? So they're going to show you the overall way that your product is made. You'll have prints. You'll have electrical, even with your phone. And you will need to know where your resistors are, your capacitors, what goes where. And it may be a part that's shorting out. For product failure, often technological products do not always function as they are designed, such as a new car. There may be some glitches that they need to refine something in. Often, technological products do not always function as they are designed, to the frustration of the consumer. Systems and products fail because they have faulty or poorly matched parts. They're used in ways that exceeded what was intended by the design, or they were poorly designed to begin with, such as your phone ages, your battery life is different. Batteries may not, I think they last longer than they used to, and they've changed from one kind to another kind of battery so that you don't have memory. Batteries used to gain a memory. I don't think they do that as well. If so, you would need to pull the memory off. You could use that with a resistor. Put a resistor on a connector into your phone and discharge it to relieve your memory. Troubleshooting. Troubleshooting is a specific form of problem solving aimed at identifying the cause of a malfunctioning system. When you're troubleshooting a malfunctioning system, demands considering the various parts and how these parts affect the entire system. One of the things I think you all may recall that were used universally, not on every product, but brake shoes, windshield wipers, especially windshield wipers. Troubleshooting involves a logical and orderly process of discovering the problem in a part or system. If we look at troubleshooting diagrams, they exist for most technological products, ranging from the kitchen faucet up to the car ignition systems. They're intended to help users solve the functional problem with the device and take appropriate action. Let's click our troubleshooting diagrams. Here's your troubleshooting diagrams. They can be flow charts like the one we just looked at the beginning. It can be list of tests to perform, such as step 1, you do this, step 2, you do that. Like when you all reset your IDs today. First you logged into a certain website. Then you clicked, and what you did when you went into that specific website, that was list of steps to perform. You may conduct an internet search to find 3 examples of troubleshooting diagrams. Manuals and prevention. Users must maintain the safety and proper operation of the system or product. You do not want it to malfunction because you don't want anybody shocked or killed, depending upon the amount of electricity that's going through the product. Companies develop materials to ensure that users are able to use the systems for the designed purpose, such as manuals. And you probably would not want to use something like glass when you're going to have, say, you're putting 50 pounds of weight on that. Glass is not going to work. It'll break prior to 50 pounds. So consider the right materials. The most common ways companies can prevent failure are pre-testing of parts and procedures, over-design, and redundancy. Our schematic diagrams. And please do look at these components because you will see these later, either in a test with me or a test at the end. A resistor is shown, a capacitor, a battery, an LED, a switch, and a diode. So we'll go into each one of these in more detail with our next presentation. Questions, please?